Okay, well, after a couple weeks off, Steve is getting rusty, and
Steve is really rusty because I see nothing.
Steve is really rusty because you see nothing. Oh
I
no!
see a golf
Oh,
ball on the grass screen.
I
Steve.
know what's happening here. Is that better now?
Steve. There we go, Steve.
Yeah. Get it together, Steve.
Come on, man.
Here we are.
Oh,
We are
we're
back
here
from vacation, and guess what? It was a vacation we were on together.
together. I was gonna say it feels like it's been forever since we recorded because it's been several weeks and for
Yeah.
various different reasons. But it hasn't been several weeks since we've hung out a fair amount over the last couple of weeks. You know what I mean? So it's been
Oh
a ton
yeah.
of fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
We
talk
got some
about that.
stories.
We'll talk about that, right?
Oh, we have stories.
Oh, we have stories. We'll get to
Some
that, but
we'll
we
get
have
to
to
that.
we have to do the first thing. First things first, right?
Yes, first things
It
first.
is what are we having to drink? Because
Yeah. We're drinking.
I'm keeping it simple tonight. I just have it's a new beer I've never had. It's called New Trail, which is a popular brewery around us. I really like it. This is called Gearhead. It's just a pale.
Is
pale
that
ale.
for when you're working on the car, changing the oil? Is that
Yes, I don't. Yeah. I do like the name. It's kind of cool, Gearhead. But
It is kind of cool.
yeah, I don't think Gearheads drink New Trail. I think they drink Bud Light or something. I don't know. But no, it's good beer. What are you having?
And there's nothing wrong with Bud Light. Don't knock a Bud
Oh, it's
Light
got its place.
or a Pabst. I'm okay with a good Pabst or nothing wrong
PBR.
with that. PBR, nothing wrong with the PBR. Although I'm not drinking a PBR tonight. I am drinking Spirit Hound. All right.
Spirit Hound.
Spirit Hound is small batch. You know me and my small batch local. This is actually a malt whiskey. This is not a full bore bourbon. This is a malt whiskey. And it is out of Colorado, and I am on bottle 241 out of barrel number 40, so small batch, as you can tell, and it is finished in an aged honey barrel. So it has a little bit of honey, a little bit of notes of honey at the end of the sip here. It's really good, actually. I like this a lot, and it's a really cool amber color. Like it's almost honeyish looking as well, like in the color of it. So it's really light looking. It's cool. It's good.
Hi, honey. I'm home.
Hi, honey. So Spirit Hound out of Colorado, if anybody's interested, and I think they're based in Denver here, in and around the Denver area here.
All right, so now that brings us to the next most important part of the show.
Yes.
Which is we went on a golf trip.
We have a like a giant golf story. Yes, we went on a golf trip together. It was a ton of fun. It was me joining your crew.
Yes, you're meeting my degenerate group of friends.
They're a good group, by the way. I don't know if any of them watch the show, but they were really, hopefully they do after the trip, and we talked about it with them. But they're a good group of guys. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, pretty you were a little nervous going in because it was like we do this big Ryder Cup competition. There's money involved, but at the end of the day, it's a lot. We are pretty relaxed and really don't care. It's not a lot.
Yeah, and I don't know if I was nervous. I wasn't really. I don't know how to describe it. It was more anxious than nervous.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I
you don't know what to
the guys.
expect. You're going with the
14 didn't know what
strangers, right?
Yes, didn't know what to expect, and I assumed they're all going to be great and have a good time, but you get a little anxious, just and then I had flight delays, so you guys were all waiting
it wasn't
for
bad,
me,
though.
and
yeah, it wasn't
bad. Yeah, so but we went to where was our destination?
We went to Kiawah.
We went to Kiawah Island.
Yeah. So let's start first. We can jump in. Let's just do the obligatory group photos, right?
Group photos, yeah.
So we do this trip every year, and every year we do this. It's 16 of us, and we do this Ryder Cup format. Every day you get different pairings. One day it's stroke play. One day it's match play. Another day we did an alternating shot thing one day, and so on bottom line, the left 8 people was my team, and Mashie was on my team. I'm in the bottom right. Mashie's right next to me in the bottom.
Yep.
And then I won't quiz you on who everybody is, Mashy, because I know if I went on a trip and I had to meet like 14 new people,
listen,
I wouldn't
on your team, it's there's KOB right next to me.
Yeah.
There is what's his name right next to KOB? I played golf with him on the last day. I just drew my blank on his name. I'll come back. And then there's KB on the top right, and Brian in the middle, and Clint next to him, and then I only know his last shirt, sir. I don't know his last name. I don't even know his first name. On the top left.
That's Sunderman. That's
Sunderman on the top left. So, and then what was the bottom left guy's name? Oh my goodness, what was his name? Donnie.
Yes.
And then our faces are covering yours, so I can't. But I know.
Oh yeah,
I see Jeff, and I see there's Jeff, and I don't actually know this team as well, but I hung out with there's Jeff, and there's Matt, and I see Reed back there, who's also new, by the way. Reed in the back was new. Who's our Irish friend who's married to Sunderman? Jack. There's Jack, and so I remember.
You do remember everybody. Well done. So let's just start this by saying our team absolutely kicked ass.
We dominated. It was domination after day one. Like it was nonstop. I mean, I think 24.5 points wins, right?
Yeah, I think we had 22 points after day 2.
I think so. Yeah.
And it was over. Yeah. And day 3, pretty much after the first 9 hole, we dominated then. I think in the end we had like 35 or 36 of the 48 points.
And the only match that I lost, by the way, and KOB, if you're listening to the show, was the 9 alternate shot drunk 9 I played with him on the third 9 of the day on day 3, I think it was. And he started off the round by saying, "Hey, Mashy, I don't think you've lost any matches yet."
That's what we call mushing. He mushed you.
He mushed it, and we lost that match. Yes.
Which you thought you won initially. Then you didn't realize that actually handicaps were taken into account, right?
Well, let's just say I assumed handicaps were taken into account. Somebody else who actually organized the tournament, who was my partner, did not.
Yes. Yeah. You were working with bogus information.
I was. Yep.
So yeah, we ended up winning, which is good. There was a lot of mental play involved. You know, the first night we had dinner. I kind of poisoned the other captain, Chris, who's over here. Yep. I poisoned because I went in there with like goodie bags for all the guys, and he showed up at least at that point with nothing. So all the teammates are looking at him like, "Where are our goodie bags?
What the hell? Where's our captain? You suck."
Yeah. So it kind of like they were all a little pissy after the first night, so it set the tone. But he ended up he did get them golf towels.
He got the golf towels.
But I got you guys golf towels and a bunch of other stuff. So
correct.
Anyway, so there you guys. Was this the?
You want to put it, Steve? You want to put our faces back up so they can see our reactions?
Yes.
There we go.
So this was, I think, given the weather here. We'll talk about the weather. I think this must have been the third day.
I think this was day 3.
Yeah. Because let's talk about the weather
let's talk about the weather. The weather was important to talk about.
Well, yeah, as you guys all know, so we're filming. This is October 8th right now. So right now, what's the storm tracking towards Tampa?
Milton, I think, is what's going to Tampa. Yeah.
But 2 weeks ago, or when we were there, it was Helene coming through.
Correct.
And we were looking at the weather forecast, and it was not looking good at all.
We were tracking that the whole week going to the trip. We're like, what's going to happen?
And so we were arriving Wednesday. The forecast for Thursday and Friday was windy and like 90% chance of rain. So we're just like, crap. We thought we were going to be stuck inside playing cards.
And we thought Helene was going to come up through the Big Bend of Florida and then keep on going right into South Carolina where we were.
Yes.
But it didn't look good.
West.
Matter of fact, you and I had a conversation like on Tuesday about we'll just if the flights won't make it in, they don't make it in. We'll figure it out, right?
Yeah. But we all got there, and then Thursday we woke up and it wasn't terribly windy. However, it was raining, but it wasn't raining hard.
Right.
It
was
just
a drizzle off and on.
Yeah, and I think there were two. Actually, you and I played together the first day. And I think I put my rain jacket on twice for a period of maybe 10 minutes each time. And it was actually hot though. It was like 85 degrees. And
it was 85. Yep. It was weird because you'd get rained on, but then you would dry because it was so warm. You would dry as fast as you were getting rained on until like 16, like 16, 17, 18. It really, on that first round,
And
it
our
started
timing
raining
was really
hard.
good because we went inside, then it started raining hard. And
Yep.
that's when the bulk of the storm was coming through. And what did you shoot that day? We both shot pretty well.
81, I think I shot
Yeah,
that day.
I shot a 90.
Yep.
And I think I split my first match and you won both of yours and I won my second match.
I think that's correct. Yep.
Yeah. So we did well, and the rain I don't think was much of a factor throughout the day. And we played Cougar Point.
Yep.
So then fast forward to Friday, we're supposed to be playing the supposedly
Ocean
hardest course in the world.
155 slope from the tips.
Yes. So we're watching the weather, and at 4:30, so we're playing there Friday at 4:30 in the morning.
Yep.
I get woken up by my phone saying, "Take cover if there's a tornado."
Correct. Exactly. And I'm in the condo. I'm downstairs in the bath, and then I'm like, do I go to the bathroom and hide out?
I
go
look
out the window. I'm an idiot. I go look out the window. Where's the tornado?
Well, I put some clothes on because I was like, well, if the house gets blown over, I'm not going to be outside in my underwear, right? So I put some clothes on, but there's no basement because there's not much we could do.
Yep.
We're still here. Nothing really happened.
Yep.
My alarm went off again around 5:30. Another tornado. Yes.
Yep.
So I'm thinking there's no way we're playing. Were you thinking the same thing?
I was like, this round there's no way we're playing. We got tornadoes coming down all over the place. The hurricanes coming through. You name it. Yep.
Yeah. And I looked outside the next morning, and there's debris. We were on which course? We were on Cougar Point, right?
We were on Cougar Point. We're on number 16 of Cougar Point on the green.
Yeah.
Yep.
We could look right there on the green. Actually, we were out there chipping at one
Putting
point.
And chipping on day one. Yep.
And I looked outside, and there's like branches, stuff down, leaves everywhere, and I'm like, oh god, there's no way we're playing.
Like
today.
They had a hard time getting like cars to come through the parking lot because there's so many branches down in the parking lot and everything. Yep.
Yes. Yep. But we called and they said, yep, come on in. We're sending people out.
They said the course is open. We're going.
So we went there, and we went to the clubhouse, went inside, and we're in the clubhouse, I look in the door that goes to, like, it's on the ocean. You can go out, like, you come in on the front of the clubhouse, then you can go look at the ocean in the back, and there's a sign that says, "Do not open door due to high winds."
Yeah. I took a video of the wind and sent it to my wife, and she was like, "Y'all are stupid."
So, long story short, 35-mile-an-hour sustained winds. There were gusts up to 50.
Yep.
However, it was very warm and sunny,
and dry, and we did
dry.
Not,
we
like
didn't get
there was a ton
of,
but it was interesting because the storm surge, the hurricane had brought the storm surge in.
Yeah.
So on the ocean course, for those of you that have played it, those that know it, or actually, I think the ocean course is in old versions in GS Pro or something. But everything's a waste. There's no bunkers. Everything's a waste bunker, and there's a lot of waste bunkers in the fairways that just kind of go out. Most of them had water in them because the ocean had come in, and they were you had to play free drops because they're not supposed to be water in these. It's just, the caddies were telling us free drop out of that because it's not supposed to be water there. It's just because the ocean came in, because that was an angry ocean when we were out there playing.
Yeah. So we made the executive decision, the captains. So the other captain and I, we got together. We told everyone to move up a tee box.
Yep.
Because of the winds and free drops. And we were talking to the caddies, and all the caddies said, "Hey, whatever your handicap is today, temper your expectations and add 10 to it."
Yeah. Yeah. It was, I am not kidding you. There were several holes that depended upon the direction of the hole, where the caddy would say, like, I had an approach shot of 150 yards and the green is straight ahead, and he had me aim 45 degrees to the right over the waist area, which was completely OB. And he said, take 3 extra clubs.
Yep.
He said play at 190. It's not 150. Play at 190 and play it. And I played it, and I hit a really, really good shot, and the ball ended up left of the green.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a few of those as well. Yeah. So that day I shot a 103, which honestly I'm not disappointed with.
Yep.
Given the condition, it was so bad. Like even like the caddy said, normally you want to putt this here, but due to the wind, like it was affecting putts. There were a couple times when my ball's moving while I'm standing there. It wasn't easy. Let's put it that way.
I had a time where I was standing over my second shot. Drive was great, right in the middle of the fairway. I had a nice second shot. I had a hybrid in my hand. And as I was in my backswing, one of those 50 to 60 mile an hour gusts hit me.
Yeah.
Started to blow me over while I was in my downswing. I ended up topping the ball and it went into the junk in front of me.
Yeah.
So I had to take a penalty stroke on that one. But
and of course you walked the course, you had caddies. I think due the walking and the wind, I was exhausted at the end of that day. Exhausted.
And I will tell you, I shot an 88 with a 41 on the front. I turned around and just shot like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 was horrible. The wind was blowing everything to the right into the the water and stuff. And so I had a really bad stretch of about 4 holes.
Well, that was like one of those situations where if the wind was not helping your natural shot shape, you were in deep shit.
Yep.
Good. With my slice comes out, and if the wind was going with I hit one drive. I think I ended up using my driver once that day, and I didn't hit a horrible slice, but it was enough. And with the wind, it probably sliced a good 75, almost 100 yards.
But I was playing a little right to left. I generally play a nice right to left, and I was playing the right to left. But on 10, 11, 12, 13, the wind was blowing right. So as I would hit the ball, it couldn't come back to the left. The wind just took it further right, and on the whole right side of the course was water. Yeah. And so every shot I hit, which was like, hey, this ball is going to be good, I would watch it go and go and go and go and don't be in the wall. It was so frustrating.
It was rough.
But 88, happy with that, and you just chalk it up to whatever it was. Yep.
So this is actually at the ocean course that day. So you guys are watching us coming on. Yeah, at the end of the day. Now, should say at 16, I think when we hit, the wind started coming down, dropping. And then by the time we finished and we were like hanging out that night, it became a really nice night.
It was beautiful. The wind was gone. It was warm. Even the ocean was calm. Like it had calmed down from what it was in the morning.
Yeah. It was just beautiful. We sat there, we stayed there, and we watched the sunset. We had a lot of drinks, and overall
caddies had the late groups coming in with glow-in-the-dark balls.
Yes, that was really cool.
See them on the green. It was really cool. Yeah, it was awesome. That was a great night, actually. Despite the rain and the hurricane and the wind, and I know that hurricane was horrible for so many people, we got really, really lucky. It ended up being a really great day for us. And even with the wind that we played through, it was a ton of fun.
Yeah, for those that don't live on the East Coast in the United States, like hurricanes come through, but usually the weather after a hurricane is amazing because it comes through and it takes all the humidity with it.
Yep.
And that's exactly what we experienced here, was just like a nice, pleasant, calm night. Watch the sunset. Yeah, here we are watching people come in, and just had a really good evening there. And then we played. Next 2 days,
Turtle Point was the next was day 3, and Osprey was day 4.
Yep, and
Turtle Point was super tight. Didn't like Turtle Point actually. It felt resorty. It felt really like Florida resort golf to me. Yeah. So I didn't really love Turtle Point. I couldn't get in any good groove. I shot an 88. What'd you shoot at Turtle Point?
90.
90. Okay, I shot an 88, and I just didn't make any putts. I didn't play poorly. I just didn't make any putts on Turtle Point. And then Osprey, I love that course. I thought Ocean was the best course by far. And then Osprey was my second favorite course. It played really well. I had a great time playing it. I was not in your group. You and I played together the first 2 days, and then we split up. And then what'd you shoot at Osprey?
I shot an 85.
Yeah, you shot
I actually had low net for the week.
You did with that 85 with your handicap, and I walked away. I was thrilled. I had low gross, I think, of the entire tournament on that with the 77.
Yeah. We actually got notification that one of the guys in the group, Keith Broadwater, had for the app we use, of the 50
Yeah.
rounds played that day, he had the lowest score of an 80, which is interesting.
Was that his net? That was his gross
No,
score, or his net
that
score?
was his gross. He shot an 80 on the last
Yeah,
day.
that's great.
Yeah. And then
So-
this was funny. So this
Yeah.
this is a little add-on here, which is so that's Kevin. We call him KOB, teeing off, or this is the driving range at Osprey.
Yeah.
And just an alligator just cruised on right
They were
by everybody.
everywhere.
They were
They're all
everywhere.
over the place.
That size was very common. That's probably like a 2-3 footer. We saw a couple big boys, but we didn't get anywhere near those. But this guy gets some strolling by.
It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, and then getting to like more designy type stuff. So here's the approach on 8. No, this might be 17.
I think
but
this is 17, the par
Yeah.
5 on Ocean Course.
Yeah, so that's the clubhouse way there in the background.
And I took this snip is of a larger picture that is down the fairway. I took the right side of it, so the ocean is on the other side of those hills.
Yeah, but the interesting thing here is just coloring, right?
Yeah.
Got some brown in there. You got, some just the common hues represented here on the course.
Well, that's what we talk about this when we look at the designs in GS Pro all the time. Does the hue match from the deep rough grasses all the way through the fairway, right? Or do we have some hue issues where they don't match up? And then you were pointing out like you can almost see a blend line there. It's really the height of the rough versus the fairway being cut.
It's a shadow. Yeah.
But it's a shadow, but it looks like a blend line like we have. So it looks really good. But I thought this was I was looking at some of our photos and thought this is a great reference picture for designers when you're doing your course. Like here's a real world, unsaturated, untouched up. It's straight off my iPhone. I did zero editing at all. I just copy and pasted it and put it into the slide deck. And nature doesn't have, with the exception of things like flowers or things like some trees or times of the year, like when the leaves are changing, nature doesn't really have a lot of big giant color pops. It all kind of blends seamlessly together. And that's kind of what we look for in our courses.
Yep. So bring in our experience back to course building.
There we go.
Speaking of course building, yeah, that was our trip. Speaking of course building, what do you think about the new courses?
We had some courses come out.
And I don't know if we're getting back into busy season again. It seems like it because would we take off like 2.5 weeks? I think
2.5 weeks, and we had 33 courses release.
Yeah, I think we had 5 today, which we added to the last minute, and then 28 before that.
So I do think we're going to try to get back to, if not a weekly, maybe a week and a half-ly kind of schedule.
We're going to need to.
We're going to need to. We're new course coming out. And I will tell you, I think there was a lot of good courses out. You'll see a bunch of MPOWs today. There was a lot of good courses that came out. I tell you, the one thing I don't necessarily understand is there were also a couple of, and the courses were fine, but there's a couple of new designers who dropped like 3 or 4 or 5 courses. Yep. Like I always dropped 1 course and got feedback. Like, let me see how that 1 course does, and versus doing 5 at a time as a new designer. I mean, each to their own. They can do how they want to go do it. It's all fine. But anyway, I thought it was interesting that we had a mix of some really, really good courses generally, but I think generally the whole batch of courses has been very good. So people are watching the videos, they're asking questions, and the tools are just really, really good. So I think that's yielding good courses.
All right. So let me take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Let's go through.
I'm just gonna like go to the bathroom. I'll be back in 20 minutes.
Yes,
I'm gonna
come back in 20 minutes as I go through 33 of these. All right, so the first 28 are listed by designer. So we got a Mache, Ritz Carlton Golf Club, Grand Lakes down in Orlando, Florida. We got the 4 par golf, it's a par 3 course by Carl's Place. And incidentally, Carl's Place was just, I don't know if you saw that, was approved now to do builds for profit.
Oh,
and I don't know if you noticed, but I actually went to Carl's Place website, and there's actually a place in there where you can submit to have a GS Pro course built for you. So,
Congrats, Carl's Place.
yeah, I don't know if there's like I don't.
And what is the? I don't remember. What is the requirement to be able to do courses? You
I
have to have a
don't
certain
think there's a
number of
hard
courses.
requirement. I think it was loosely based on like 5 courses released.
Okay.
But I don't think that's like a hard like. It's up
And
to DPR at the end of the
And
day.
there is a requirement for Patreon. You have to have like 25
25.
courses in GS Pro.
And you always have to have more in GS Pro than you have in your Patreon.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you have 50 in your Patreon, you need to have 50 in GS Pro, is my understanding of how that works.
Or 51, something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we have a newcomer. I think C Drum. This is his. He has a few out. These were the ones that I think you said new designer, right? So they got
it was a new
County.
designer, C Drum. With I think he had like 3 or 4 or 5 released at once, which is kind of cool. But
So maybe he's from Kentucky because we have Ballard County Country Club in La Center, Kentucky. We have Calvert City Country Club.
I can't see the Ballard. I can't see the Ballard. Oh my god, I can't even say it. The whiskey isn't even kicking in yet. The Ballard County Country Club. Holy crap, that's a tongue twister. The Ballad CCC. I keep thinking like the Ballad of Billy the Kid or something like that. Yeah. The song is going through my head.
So then we got more Charleston.
Oh yeah,
Country
he's
Club.
5 courses. That's what I thought.
And then for a second there, I thought Charleston. I was like, because we landed in Charleston, South Carolina. No, this is Charleston, Missouri.
Charleston, CC.
The Show Me State. And then he also did the Hillbilly Hills Par 3s, which was kind of a fiction. I think that's maybe it's not. It says Wickliffe, Kentucky, so it does say fictional on there.
It says fictional. It's a
Par 3 course, and
it's
feel
cool.
Like
it's fun.
It's fun. Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah.
Rolling Hills Country Club and another one in Kentucky, Paducah. Could that be
Paducah,
it?
Kentucky. Sure.
Sure.
No, I think it's Paducah. I think Paducah sounds right. It sounds familiar. Paducah.
Okay.
I've not spent a lot of time in Kentucky, but Paducah sounds right.
We got Blessings Golf Club in Johnson, Arkansas by Indy Scott.
Better count yours.
Yeah.
Count your blessings.
Huron Breeze in Michigan. No, it's
Oh geez. Oh geez. You got to put the Michigan out. Oh geez.
Oh geez.
Oh geez.
By JG Ixarad. Sturgeon Valley Golf Club in Canada by JG Ixarad.
This one reminds me, the name of it, Sturgeon Valley, reminds me of what was the one in I've played it in real life too. In Seattle, it's like the fishing and hunt club. It's the golf and fishing club. It's oh my goodness, I'll think of it now. I think we gave it an MPOW on the show like last season or something.
I think that was that Trout. TJ Trout, that did that one.
TJ Trout did a fishing course.
I thought he did.
Well, I have to look it up now. I'm gonna look it up. It's in Seattle, or it's in the Seattle area, and it's.
You think JG did that one too?
I don't know, but it's like fishing. Oh, I can't remember. Oh, I'll think about it now. I'm drawing a blank. I'm getting old, and my brain doesn't work as well as it used to.
Then we have, I think this is our first Spanish course, but Golf Dado by Joel Tor.
All right.
And then we have, and I think that's another newcomer there, Joel Tor. Then we have Foxfire Golf Course by Jay Pruitt.
And by the way, you are absolutely 100% incorrect, wrong on this first Spanish course that's out there.
It is. We've had other Spanish courses.
We have Real Golf Las Brisas by Simply Me. We have Real Golf.
That's another one that's in this list, though.
That's true. Real Golf Velodroma from Pob, La Manga West, La Manga North, and Agrulion Golf.
Wow. Okay, that's very wrong, man.
So six Spanish courses.
66. 66 times.
66.
Yeah. So on to the next page. Oh my God, these don't. Then we had. I forgot at the beginning of our cycle here. We had Jay Rockaway made a huge comeback, releasing like 5 courses. So We
Yeah.
had Anthem Country Club in Henderson, Nevada, Black Horse Golfing Country Club in Ontario, Canada, Bluff Point in New York. I mean, he's like all over the place. Delaware Springs Golf Club in Burnett, Texas.
Burn it.
Burn it, yes,
Burn it.
burn it to the ground.
Burn it, Texas.
Gutenberg Golf Course in no other place but Gutenberg, Iowa.
It's
So,
Steve owns it. Steve Gutenberg's town.
yes, I forgot about that guy, Steve Gutenberg. Wow, I haven't heard that
He's
name in a
from
while.
was he
Is
from
that
Cocoon?
was it he or did he also was he also is that Steve Gutenberg in Cocoon and also oh shoot, whatever movie was it? Was it
What
Police
was he in?
Academy was he in?
He was
Or
Police
something?
Academy for sure. For sure, he was the Police Academy series. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was in all Police Academy 1 through like 9,000 that they made, but he was in the first couple for sure.
Yeah. JC Public Golf Course in Chillicothe.
I love hearing us try to pronounce these names.
Chillicothe?
Sure.
Chillicothe? I don't know. Oh,
Chilicilles. I don't know.
Chillicles? Whatever.
Chillicothe?
Okay. We're just,
Chillicothe?
yeah, that place in
I don't
Ohio.
know. Yeah, Ohio.
Then we got J Ruble 7. Shoot. This looks like a new name to me. Is this a new designer,
I'm
J
looking
Ruble
him up.
7?
Hold on, I'm gonna look him up. I have GS Pro open and ready to look. I know we should do this pre-show, but
Tyrone Hills Golf Club in
he's
Fenton,
got 3
Michigan.
courses out. He's got
Okay,
the
I
Jackal
thought the
and
name
Howard
looked
Hills. Yep.
familiar. That's it wasn't 100% sure. Then we have MacGruber,
MacGruber.
JT,
We
GT,
need more
Washington
walk-on music.
County. Yeah,
I
where is
think
it?
Jay Rockaway needs a walk-on music for dumping like 900 courses at once.
Right? Yeah, and you pull something like that, you know, he
You get
definitely
some
needs.
walk-on music. Yeah, we
Yes.
should have done that. We'll get one for next show.
Washington County Golf Club out in Hartford, Wisconsin. Oh my gosh, he's still going on. We got the Dream, we got the Nightmare, which is the same as our courses list this week, right? We do have, which is the
we do
Dexter
walk-on
music.
music for Ardire.
There it is. Because I think he looks like Dexter. He's been on the show a couple times.
Yep.
Oh, and there's our other Spanish course, Real Golf, Las Vegas.
Yep.
Oh, Real Golf, Las Breezes.
Las Breezes, not Las Vegas. Las Breezes.
Yes. Yep. Bedford Springs Miniature Golf in Bedford, PA, not far from me. We got the Bedford Springs Old Course in Bedford, PA. We got the Boulder Creek Golf Club in Streetsboro, Ohio. Royal Manchester Golf Links in Mount Wolf, Pennsylvania. Another one that I think my buddies have played. The Links at Gettysburg. I haven't played that, but my friends have gone there a few times. I got to get down there to play that course. T Love, we got to have walk-on music for him soon too.
He needs walk-on music. He's jumping 5 or 6 courses at a time these days. He and I did some really good. We've done some Discord chatting on some 3DG stuff. So he's a great guy. We had a really great conversation.
He's cranking them
I've been doing that lately. I've been spending some time with not newer, but designers who are like, hey, can you a couple of folks have reached out and said, hey, can you help me look at this? Or I'm struggling with this or whatever. And so I've been doing some Discord sessions with them and saying, well, here's how I would do it. You do it your way, but here's how I would do it. And we've been solving some problems that way. So it's kind of cool.
And do you know what happened?
Oh my goodness, it changed.
We're in the beta part of the show.
We're in the beta part of the show. Should we do? That's a question we should figure out. We should do a separate show. Maybe we should do a show on some of the beta changes. There's some really cool stuff in there.
I thought about that, but man, there are so many people who have come out with videos for beta.
Yeah, true.
I feel like,
true.
There's Joe Legowski, he's done one. You got Ralph who did one. I think everyone just you need us to tell you about the beta. I think
we'll
personally, people that are listening to this show probably already know about the beta, right?
True. Good point.
But we had 5 released today that we threw in here at the last minute, and I had the beta running, so I thought I'd do a screen capture. So we got Edmonton Springs Golf Club, another one by Jay Jixerod, and we got Kingswood Golf Club by Squaretail, Legacy Ridge by BMAC.
Get off my lawn.
Oh, there it
BMAC.
is. There it is. There it is. We got T Squared rounding out the SGT West trilogy with Jack's tournament course out in La Quinta, California. And but this course cracks me up, dude.
I can't get enough of this course. I love the
sack.
name.
The sack.
I love the name.
It just sounds like a goat track, doesn't it?
It does.
What's your local course? The Sack.
The Sack. I love it. I'm loading it up to go play it right now just because I want to. I love the Sack.
It's great. I love the name. Great. Labor of love. All right. Good job. So,
how was your sack? It's a labor of love.
She is.
I can't get enough of it. It's gonna go all show. We found a name for the show. It's the Sack.
The Sack is a labor of love.
Oh my god! I love it.
And show name. Okay. So let's get into oh yeah.
Our M-Pals.
We got at the M-Pals.
Now listen, I'm gonna preface real quick. Because there are 33 courses, we actually because there's 972 courses since we last did our show, and it wasn't like we didn't do a show like for 3 months. It's only been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I will tell you that there's a number of MPOWs that we're going to go through here. Mm-hmm. We didn't get as many screenshots of the MPOWs as we have in the past because there are a bunch of MPOWs. So don't.
And we're already 37 minutes into the show.
And we haven't started MPOWs. So yes. So go play these courses, people. They are the best of everything that was released in the last 2.5 weeks.
So we'll try to do with a little bit of brevity this week. Give people the recognition they deserve. But
you said brevity, Rumpa Run just applauded. He was like, thank God these idiots won't shut up.
Yes. Right? God. Okay. So first course, the Lynx at Gettysburg. Congratulations to the Lynx at Gettysburg. Steve, can you give me a little bit of a
Come on, Steve. There we go. Yep. T-Love. That's what I thought. T-Love. Yep. You want I took the screenshots, but it doesn't matter. We can all talk. You talk, I can talk, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of history around Gettysburg. If you don't know the history around Gettysburg, go read about it because
I heard there was an address there.
Yeah. Actually, I'm sorry. This is not Gettysburg. It's Gettysbrug.
Gettysbrug.
Did you see that on there?
I do see that. Gettysburg. B-U-R. Is that spelled right? No, it's Gettysburg.
Not. It's wrong. I just noticed that in here.
I just noticed it too when you said it. Holy shit. He just said it. First update. Get the damn spelling right, T-Love.
Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Wait, where are you? Wait. Okay. Oh my God. Okay.
It's right in the description over here, so it's just it's just the fat finger, but it's still funny.
Yeah.
Gettysburg. Okay. So we got T's, we got cannons.
I love the cannons. I wish
the
they
cannons
fired.
Are good. Yeah.
I wish they fired. It'd be cool if
you hit a ball over 150 ball speed, the cannon should go off.
Exactly. You hear a cannon noise. I think that would be awesome.
With smoke coming out. Dude, that was a cannon.
And Beavis and Butthead. Dude, that was a cannon.
Dude. All right.
I love the teamwork. I thought the cannons were just really, I don't know if they're like that in real life on the course, but I thought they were really cool.
I'll let you know when I go there. I'll probably go next summer.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know. And I like the colors too. I thought overall the overall, we talked about hue earlier. I like, it felt like it was like a later winter kind of fallish, you know what I mean? Not fall, but it didn't feel like a bright sunny summer day. You know what I mean? Out here.
Yeah. And which is half Pennsylvania is always like that. We're just gray all the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come out. You came out to Colorado in June last year. I'm gonna come out your way, and we'll go play your courses this coming summer.
There are goat tracks around here. They're not hard. The good thing about courses, there's a lot of cheap golf in Pennsylvania. They're not all goat tracks. Some of them are, but at least I can get a tee time. If I want to go golfing the weekend, I can get a tee time on Friday.
There's got to be some high-end courses around there we can go tee up at once every now and then.
Yeah, there are a couple. And I got
Hershey.
members, and we can now that you know Kevin
We
and
know somebody at Hershey that can get us on.
yes,
We
you know
think.
2 people at Hershey now that
I
can
know
get
two
you on.
people at Hershey. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So I mean, they'll probably join us.
yeah,
So
exactly right.
sorry, T Love. I digress.
Yes,
Next slide, please. I actually really love the water tower. I don't know if I've seen a couple water towers in courses over the years. I don't know if this is a new one or just a repurposed one. I still love it. I think it's great. It feels real, and the combination of the view of the 3DG with the water tower with the power lines in the back and the houses, it felt like a neighborhood course. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it is. I've never played this course, but if that's what you were going for, you were successful because that's what I felt like.
yeah, I would assume that water tower is a very prominent thing, and if you didn't have it in there, someone playing this course would be like, "Dude,
Yeah,
where's the water tower?" Right?
yeah, yep, exactly. It's probably an aiming thing off the tee. I thought
Yeah,
the deep rough on this one looked really good. I love the mix of the greens and the browns and the logs that were thrown in there, and there's some dead grass as well. And then I really also like the small sprigs of trees,
the
those
saplings there.
little
Yeah,
saplings. Yeah. So I thought the deep rough was it just looked really good. And I didn't take a screenshot of it. I thought about it, but I didn't do it, which was it looks so thick, right?
it does.
But when you look straight down on it, it's not. It's just a really good texture on the floor that gives it some added depth to it. So I thought it was just really well done.
Yeah, he just did a good job of matching the floor to give it that full feeling. Yep.
Yep. Yep, exactly.
So congratulations on the MPAL there. We're
Great
getting.
job, T Love. Nicely
Yeah.
done.
Oh wait, it's T Love again.
Oh, it's T Love again because he
Yeah,
only released like 75 courses.
yeah. So we got Royal Manchester Golf Links out in Mount Wolf, Pennsylvania. Um, so this was a links course.
Link
This one.
style. Yep, more of a link style course, less trees, or I don't know if there was a tree on the course.
Now, of course, when you're talking like Royal Manchester, what are you going to have but other than crowns for tee
Browns,
markers,
yeah, of
right?
course. I mean, like, I don't know where he got, by the way, the cannons. I don't know if he made them. My guess is he maybe found them on SketchUp or CG
Yeah.
Trader or something like that. But I like that. I like that attention to detail. I think they look great.
Got some flags there, royal
Yep.
looking flags.
Yep. Love the factory out in the distance. Again, it's real. Like, it would have been really easy to just plant some houses and leave the satellite out there. But I love that. I mean, I guarantee you, people are using that chimney as
Right.
a name point. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that one, I took a close up of it. If you go forward one more, that smokestack actually had particle effects coming out. So I don't know again where you got that asset. It's a really cool asset. If it's free and it's something you're willing to share, if you post that on the Discord, I think the community would greatly appreciate it. That's a great asset right there.
Some type
I
of
mean, for those
industrial
that need an
package, I
electrical
bet.
power
Yeah.
plant, you know.
Yeah.
I thought also again the mix of the rough, the water. The water is clear but brown, and you can still see the brown base. There's vert painting around the water with the rocks and the water going into the creek there. You know, there's little things. I would have loved to have seen some particle effects as the water rippled into the pond. If you've got RAM, you can use RAM particle effects, just drop them there and you get a little bit of splashing and movement. No one playing the course will see it. Just the designers and those of us looking at that level will see it, but it just puts a nice touch on it. Um, there's a little bit of stubbiness on the 3DG. He and I chatted about that. He knows what he's got to do to get that addressed. No big deal there. But overall, I thought it just looked really, really good. I love the background mountains and the pano cylinder he used there. I just thought it was a great view.
Yeah. You occasionally get the question from the newer designer on how to get rid of those triangles that you see there, which
Yep.
is you just got to get the 3DG to match the base a little bit
Yep.
more. So he just
It's
either
a
needed to darken the mesh or lighten the 3DG.
Yeah, I will tell you, and I actually just did it. I did it today on a course that I'm working on. It's a mix of floor color. Make sure your floor color of your material matches the floor color of your 3DG. And then you got to tweak your blade colors, and you need to make sure you're not overdoing slope power. If you play with those three areas, you'll get those triangles removed.
So congratulations, T-Love, on your 2 MPOWs for the week.
Yeah, nicely done, bud.
So now we're going to move on to Blessings
We
Golf
need
Club.
more fireworks, Steve.
More fireworks. Applause or fireworks?
Applause.
Okay.
There we go.
So this, if there's any state that to me that's going to have a Blessings golf course, it's Arkansas. I know, it just feels
sure.
like it fits there, right?
It just feels like it.
Arkansas is in the Bible Belt, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is, and it makes sense. There's a Blessings golf course, I guess. Sure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Pretty long course though.
Long
7,700
course,
from the tips, huh?
77, almost 7,800 from the tips. That's a long course. Wow.
Famous collegiate golf course. So who plays the Razorbacks golf course? Maybe did the Razorbacks play there?
I don't know. Good
I
question.
don't know. So first hole, don't get stuck up in the trees, right?
This is a tight tee, man. I'll be honest with you. I've not seen many, and I've played a lot of golf. I've not seen a lot of many tees where it lines you up over the cart path with zero room to the right. Yet
Right?
off to the left, I have like 75 yards of nothingness.
Right.
Off to
It's
the
like they
left.
moved the tee box for some reason. It used to be way off to the left. You can see it in the mini map. It's where why wouldn't that tee box be out here, right? And it's kind of
Yeah, it's interesting to me they got this tee box so far up against the right. I mean, I understand that's what the cart path is, but or if you're gonna leave the tee box where it is here, why isn't it like angled more towards those trees out there? But hey, it is what it is.
I mean,
It's
pretty daunting shot for your first tee
yeah,
box.
yeah. I mean, really great deep roughs, really great use of color, use of different materials, different heights, and I like the little white flowers that are scattered in throughout there. You can see them on the tips of some of the I think it's a wheat texture there, and then so I thought this was great. I also thought, by the way, the tree trunks blended in nicely. There is one trunk that's a little green, kind of right by the cursor there. To me, it
Yeah,
looks a
I
little
see that.
green.
It
But
could be the
generally,
screenshot, but it does look
it
a little
could
funny
be.
here. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't remember it in the game looking that way, so it could just be the way the screenshot came out. But I remember hitting my ball into here and thinking, wow, this looked really, really good. And then we always love to capture really great reflection probes. And like this one, the houses, all I did was turn. You can see the tees down there. All I did was turn myself 90 degrees or 45 degrees, whatever it was, off the tee to look at this view. And man, those trees are lined up. The houses are lined up. The water looks great. I do think, myself included, I've run into this a little bit. I think we got to be a little careful. I think some of the new tools in Blender around water bases, where you can create the water base lip. I almost miss digging out water bases using RAM on the Unity terrain, right? Because you kind of got a gentle slope into from the water, from the grass into the water. Now I'm seeing a lot more very steep drop offs like that one. See it below that house there, the really steep drop off of the water.
Yeah.
Those are the Blender tools. I'm seeing a lot more just versus casual. So careful on some of those tools, but overall this looks fantastic.
I think RAM gives you a lot more flexibility than
it does.
Blender does.
Like
I mean, you could do that in Blender. It just takes a little bit more time.
Takes a little long. Yeah, I don't know if the tools themselves, by just choosing the depth of the lip versus the depth of the inner, I don't know if you get that same gentle slope in. So like I actually went back, and of course I'm working on it, and like the way the water bases looked, and I went back the old way and used RAM and carved them that way. Cool clubhouse. I don't know if this is the real clubhouse or not, but it's a cool clubhouse.
You know what this reminds me of? Remember when we were playing, I think it was Osprey. Oh, you weren't with me. But there were you would see these really cool houses, but then once in a while you would see an ultra modern house that just didn't fit. That's what this looks like to me. Is
It
a
does
couple
feel
of those
like it's a
houses.
lot of place.
I call them the Beetlejuice houses. I don't know if you remember Beetlejuice from back in the day. The house that the mom lived in. It was all squares and stuff.
She took like a old regular old like farmhouse and turned it into that.
Yes, yeah,
She added
converted
all
it
this
to that.
extra crap on. Yeah.
Yeah, this is. I don't know if they could drive the golf carts through that spot in the middle there or what. It's pretty cool. I like
It's
it.
pretty
I'd like
cool.
to see it
Love
in
it.
real life, see what it's like.
Yep. Nice
All right,
job.
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Oh, guess what?
Oh, T Love,
Another
third.
T Love. Congratulations, your third course this week. Yeah. So this time we've
Yes,
got
you. Yeah.
Bedford Springs, the old course. It's the
The
old
old
course. It's
course.
back. The old
It's
course is
back. The
back
old
in
course is
Gettysbrug.
back. Cook should set this one up for the qualifying rounds. The old course is back.
Dating back
For
to
Q school.
1895. Wow, it's an
It is
old
the old
course.
course.
Cumberland Valley. I'm gonna have to check this out to see if could be like a weekend getaway course, if I can play there or not. Oh, it's not. Donald Ross course. Huh. All
I
right.
love Donald Ross courses. My common
So
ground, my home course is a Donald Ross course. I like them.
a lot of things I liked about this course, and this is one that I put down to play in the golf league because there's a lot of just interesting holes in here. Now, here's hole number one. Cool tee markers in here. We got these. What is that like they call that phonograph, right? Is that what the old?
Yep. That's an old phonograph. Yep.
Yeah. So the squawky thing, the original record player, and then some custom flags, of course, and tee markers
Cool
that
tee
were like
sign. Really
really
cool tee
rustic
markers.
looking, some good textures on there to give it kind of like the old weathered look. And then all the holes, of course, had their own names on them. He put those on there as well. So a lot of care and feeding from T Love on this one. If this was a commissioned course, whoever you were, you got your money's worth on this one for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
One of the things I really like, and I really appreciate it as a designer, is when you have a creek, not a lake, but like a narrow creek running through the course. That's a lot of work because it's hard to get the water to look correctly running through the course. You have to like dig it correctly. It's got to go slope slightly downhill, or the water kind of flows fast in some areas and slow in another. He did a really good job doing that. Not only that, but the vegetation was really good around it. It was consistent throughout the whole course. And this creek runs throughout the whole freaking
Whole court.
course.
Yeah. It's through the whole thing.
And not only like then you have like areas like this where it splits. That's not easy to do in ramp because you're like essentially you're doing a whole other like little spline right
Yep.
here. So to take the time to actually look at the sat and figure out, hey, this splits apart. I'm going to run a split on here. That's a lot of extra effort. Sat shader was really good on this, and overall the course played really fun. So you got that creek going through. You've got several times where it's like going back and forth across the course, a little bit of placement golf. But in some areas like this screenshot in the middle, you could actually whip out your driver and hit all the way down the other fairway. Then some areas like over here, you had to carry 200 plus yards to get over the creek.
Yep.
And then over here, kind of same story. There's another like decent carry to get over that creek area. And he did the good job of like marking out those hazards. Notice in here for you guys, new designers, he broke these up a little bit. Otherwise, they get a little hard to manage. So you can see the seams in here, but he kept them nice and close so you didn't run into any issues if your ball
Yep.
landed between hazards.
Yep.
Um, Fun thing on this course was I noticed there was, and if you saw in our new course intro at the beginning, there was a Bedford Springs Old Course, which we're talking about right now, and then there was a Bedford Springs mini golf. So on this course, there's this huge hotel complex which he did. Now I don't know if this looks like the real hotel. It looks pretty darn
But it
good to me.
looks
If
pretty
he
darn good.
Yes, I don't know if he did this. He found an asset that happened to look like it, but the complex is really cool. Now, the the old course, which I'm covering now, doesn't go down through here. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, why did he put so much detail? There's like a gazebo down there. There's like this really cool bridge that crosses over that, creek that runs throughout the whole course. I'm like, man, it's a lot of detail for something that no one on the course is going to play. So I zoomed back down there and I started looking around. I was like, man, he's got chairs sitting out there. He's got cornhole. That's because that's where he put the mini golf course. So I don't know. It's me being lazy. I should have done a little bit more research to determine does this hotel actually have this mini golf course out there, or did he just add it? But so this screenshot here is from the old course, the golf course. And obviously he left the mini golf course out because there's a lot of detail in there that's just going to add to the try count and the batches on everything. So now this is a screenshot of the mini golf. We didn't MPOW. It was a pretty good mini golf course. It was really good. I just didn't think it was quite unique enough to give it an MPOW. But the mini golf is fun. I'm sure people will enjoy it, but it's right outside the hotel, and that's why he did all the detail there. So nice job, T Love, on the old course.
Nicely done.
Then we got Ritz Carlton down in Orlando, Florida. This must be something. If you go down to Disneyland, you can play the Ritz Carlton Grand Lakes, which is home of the PNC Championship.
Yes, it is.
So you'll notice when you load this up that he did put the PNC ball markers out there. Now, Mashy, when you loaded this up, what's the first thing you noticed, or what you thought of?
Florida.
Yes, and
I felt
why?
I
Because it was.
the
I felt like
colors.
it was very green,
I felt
but
like it was very green at first, but then I thought I'm in Florida. It should be green, good and
yeah,
green. You
no,
know.
exactly. And I felt like this was a little bit of a. We've gotten like so far in our courses, like we're trying to do like these browns and like almost like this gloomy, natural, dark colors, and he really brightened this up, and it looks really good. And it was like a
It
little
does.
bit of. It was like almost a little bit of a break, if I
It
should
made me
say.
feel like I was in Florida though, because like if you look, I mean, just the trees and the bushes and the colors and stuff, it made me feel like I was in Florida in the summertime.
Yeah. I think what he did here was push saturation just to as high as he could go without it being oversaturated.
Yep.
That would be, I think, the best way for me to say it. Um, the I and I, the overheads looking down the course looked really good. Some good vegetation here. I love the color of the water, kind of the murky. And this is what the water looks like in Florida. It's always kind of murky like this, right? Where the gators
Yep.
are.
Yep.
Good
Some
vegetation
gators would have been
here.
good. I didn't see gators. The
I didn't see
hotels
gators.
were the hotels were great. Like I thought though, I don't know if they're new. I don't know if you may mention to me in pre-show you might have used these. I just think these hotels look great and they looked great on this course.
Yes, and I think I did use those in. I think that far one way in the background. I think I used something similar to that on. Uh, gosh, Kapalua.
Kapalua.
Yeah, I think I used that same asset. I forget where it came from though. I don't know if it's maybe just a free Unity asset
It
or
kind of
something like
reminds
that.
me of the hotel that's on in the Bahamas, the Atlantic
Yeah,
Hotel. It kind of reminds me of the look of that. But and I thought this was funny because like he even put a water plane on the lazy river going around he
yeah,
splined it and put a water
yeah.
plane. I maybe it's part of the hotel complex. I don't know if it's
Now,
all part of
now,
the same
now,
thing.
looking at that hotel, see the side of it, how some of the windows are kind of messed up. I wonder if this is actually if he did a Google extract on this one,
Maybe, maybe
a render doc on that one,
a render doc on it. It could be.
because now I see that some of the windows are a little goofy. So it's possible that that's a real rendering of the Ritz Carlton Hotel down there.
Could be.
Yeah, looks good.
This looks good. Now this was funny. This was he filled. I don't know why he did this, but he filled every inch of the inner with trees, 3D trees, not billboarded trees. And so I flew out and like here's a screenshot of the inner, nowhere's near the course with all these trees in it. And if you go one more screenshot, there is
The edge.
you see that to the left there, there is the hole, the hole marker
Yeah.
from the tee shot where I need to go. And I flew all the way out, and there's the hotel way in the distance, and every bit of terrain is covered in trees. So, I mean, I didn't have any performance issues when I played it, and I don't know if anybody else does. But if you do, that one you might need to go back and change those out to billboarded trees so they're not using up nearly as much power and resources.
So nice job.
Nice job, great course,
Then we got Washington County Golf Club by MacGyver.
MacGyver.
So I did the screen cap. This is an extremely wide open course.
Yes, it is. It's got your
Um,
name written all over it.
yes, and now, I mean, I like the wide open. This is probably what we're going to play week one in my indoor golf league because the guys haven't played indoor golf, and it just, if you have a nice, it gives them a little confidence boost. You know, that first week, get them in here, let them swing away, nice wide open fairways, and you know, land the ball, let them be safe. I love the tee boxes here. This is the first time I've actually seen like a planter for a tee box, and what's really cool is they actually move in the wind too. Um, but when I turned the wind way up, they would actually move out of the tee box, which just nothing he can really do about that. I thought it was pretty funny though, as the roots and stuff started moving out of the tee box. Now I realize why he did it though, is because the Washington County Golf Course. It seems like the logo is blades of grass.
It's a grass.
Yeah, so why not have
Why
grasses
not have?
in the
Yeah, I
tee
like it.
boxes? Yep. Good sat shader, lot like link style course, lots of room out there. The one thing I would say though is, like an area like this, there's this big area of deep rough. I'm thinking in real life, if you hit your ball in the middle of here, there's no way you're gonna find it. So you could make the course, you know, don't do it now, wait till I play it a few times. But you could add, you know, a little bit of some hazards in there, like a no as it lies hazard in there, especially in those bigger rough areas, just to make it a little bit more challenging for people. Because most likely, if you hit a ball in there, maybe you do, but you're not finding it, right?
Yep.
Cool little like area here where they did like the parking lot, the clubhouse, and some cool things that he added there. Think I think I've seen that clubhouse before, but not 100% sure. But nice little add on there. So congratulations, MacGyver, on your MPAL this week. And then we have congratulations to BMAC on Legacy Ridge.
Legacy Ridge. Of
Yeah,
course, I have played in real life, so
I play this
congratulations.
one.
Yep. I've only played it once. It's out in Westminster, which is it's about 30, 40 minutes from here, but I have played it once a while ago, so I don't really remember too much of it, but I remember being a nice course.
Okay. So a lot of detail in this course. I did like how the course is laid out. It's a really fun course to play. Had some really cool uh, flags for Legacy Ridge, um, and cool complex here. So many details. Now, the one critique I would have is there are a couple of like billboards. Oh, you can see these trees here. They're a little saturated. He could
A little
tone that
saturated.
down a
Yeah.
little
Yep.
bit.
Yep.
But overall, just a lot of detail in this course. The driving range is really cool. Um, Tight course. Like this is
A
one that
lot of
makes me talk a
houses.
little bit. Yeah, a lot of houses out
It's a
there.
neighborhood course.
Yes, neighborhood course, deep rough. You know, a lot of grasses out there. And wow, he must have spent a lot of time
A
planning
lot
a
of time.
lot of houses on there. Yeah, for sure. And another critique I have is just darken up when you use the default cart path texture. Now, maybe it's not quite the default, but when it's light like this, they tend to look very flat. And a couple things happen there. Is one is they just look like they're almost like missing, like there's holes in the ground, especially when you're looking far away. And if you haven't smoothed everything out, now he did a good job of smoothing this, but if you don't smooth everything out, then they start to look really wacky as well. So one thing, and I think we'll look at it in another course where someone almost used the same texture, but they just darkened it a little bit. So just darken this down like a tone or two,
Yep.
and it would look a little bit better. But
100%.
congratulations on the MPAL.
Yep.
Good
Great
detail.
job. Great course. A lot of fun. Nice job. Congrats.
And now we got another one by T
T
Squared. This is his
squared.
first this week, but congratulations T Squared on SGT West. So this is the third course in the SGT West series, and this is
Yep.
the Jack Nicklaus course out there.
Yep.
So this course almost seems like it's very, it kind of wants to be deserty, like Arizona-ish. But got the T markers because Jack Nicklaus being the bear, And of course, we've got some custom signs on there, and we got the SGT West logo on the flags. So this is my example of, I think that's the exact same texture, just darkened a little bit. And I think this looks
I think you're
a lot
right.
better.
I think that's the exact same texture as what the last course was, but just darkened up.
Yeah. So I think it looks just a tad better. You can also do sat shader on those as well. It's a little bit harder to do. You can run like a line down the middle. It makes it look kind of like more like a tire marks. Great rock work on this course. Love the colors. I like to, in this case, I like to differentiate between like the water aerated parts of the course and more of the natural area, more dried out parts of the course. Did a good job of the waste bunkers, rocks in the waste bunkers, the uprooted like grasses and browns in the waste bunkers, kind of the uncumped area of the courses there. Water out there in the distance. Bunkers looked really good as well. Um, I also saw a couple courses this week where I just thought the bunkers fell a little flat, even though they dug them out. In this case, yeah, I really like the wet look texture, even
Yep.
if it gives a little like that shadow feel to it, and I think it adds just a little bit of more depth to the bunkers, makes them look really good. Um, Tons of houses around this course as well. Here is, oh, before we get to the houses, here is, I think, the signature hole, which is on 15. So I think this is a par
Great looking.
4. So you come up the right side of the fairway, and then you have to decide when you're going to hit back over to the left, over to the island green. Looks really fun. Can't wait to play. I think this is another one I added to my list for the guys to play in the sim, because
Green
there's like
League.
a
Yep.
decent amount of water in this course and challenging holes. He did add, now I didn't get to experience this yet because I was actually having sound problems with GS Pro on my test computer here. But apparently he put like box colliders around a lot of these houses, and if you hit into them, a guy yells at you, which
No, did he really?
I think it's brilliant. Yes.
Oh, I didn't notice that when I played through this course, so I need to go
Because you
hit a
didn't hit
ball
any
into it.
houses like I
I
do,
didn't hit any
right?
houses, so I need to go. Yeah.
Now the one, this hole on the left here, that looks really tight. I mean,
Yeah.
now we were talking about this earlier, that maybe when you're in real life and you get there, it's not as tight as it seems. But I mean, that the fairway on there only seems about 2 houses wide. If those are in proportion, right? Um, and then the one in the middle, the one on the right, the one on the right is just waiting for a hook, or I'm sorry, a slice to hit the houses. So challenging course. I'll have a lot of fun playing with this with the guys. So congratulations on another well done
Yep.
course. So,
Nice. Nicely done.
yep. And then we
Next
got
up,
Kingswood by Squaretail.
Squirtail out of New Hampshire. So not an overly long course. 6,300 yards is the longest. But this was a really well designed course. Old Donna Ross course. Donna Ross, I'm still cursing your name from my trip to Mid Pines in earlier this year. Thank you, Donna Ross. But anyway, let's go in. It's a great course. Now there's some interesting stuff I want to make sure. Let me pull my notes up because there's some stuff on here that I want to make sure I call out. So this is the range. Nothing fancy about the range except the sign. So go one more and let's zoom in a little bit on the sign. And this is this Scrotail was I don't know if Ralph asked him to or he volunteered. I don't know how it all worked on that, but basically this is our Ralph, not my Ralph. I don't own Ralph, but GS Pro Ralph, right? Who does
Yes.
all of our training videos, and Ralph is he's such a fixture in the community, and he's also he's an amazing golfer, and he's been doing a lot of work with Shanky as well, and so Ralph. Let me get my notes on this one real quick. So this course was a course that his dad, Ralph Sr., caddied at in the 50s and 60s. Okay. Is before the family moved away from New Hampshire. Okay. And I don't know what I should or shouldn't say, so I'm going to try to be careful here, but I think it's all fine. But is Ralph Sr., there was some sort of accident that he had, and he was not able to play golf after that. But it was before Ralph Jr. got to play around with him. Okay. So my understanding from Squirreltail is Ralph Jr. noticed that he normally builds courses in the New Hampshire area and asked him if he would build it for him. And so he built it as a favor for Ralph. So obviously a little payback. The guy does so much. I mean, Ralph does so much for the community. It's it's least that the community can do is help pay back. And there's something about, I want to make sure I read this right. He thought it would be cool. Ralph thought it would be cool to get to play around on this course in GS Pro while his dad was watching, and he can get some stories from his dad while his dad used to caddy at this course. So this one tugs at the heartstrings a little bit. It tugs at the GS Pro heartstrings on this one. So it's an amazing build, and with some history behind it, which we're suckers for here at B2B.
Yes, definitely like that touch.
And he built a great course. So it's so funny because in Squirreltail's notes back to me, he was like, it's a pretty minor build. I didn't do much on it. He did some great work. So let's go in and look at some of the screenshots of the course. I don't know if these T markers, they're not default GS Pro T markers. I love them. I've seen them before somewhere. You think you've seen them in real life. I think you've played this course and don't realize it. But I thought the T markers are great. The colors were great. The layout was a fun layout to play. It's nothing, you're not going to find some sort of PGA championship tour on this course, but it was a fun layout. And let's keep
I bet I could hit a
through.
golf ball right through that window on the right.
I bet you could. So cool T markers, cool flags. The flag had a nice little touch to them. If we go forward one more, Steve. Little father and son classic on the flag. Yeah. So that's for Ralph and his dad. I thought the comment. I'm a sucker for good deep rough water, the rocks, the different colors of the different. We talk about having the same hue throughout the course, and it's okay to drop pops of color in, like we talked about in the beginning of the show. And he did that with those dark bushes that he dropped in there and those dark kind of grasses as well. So I thought it just looked really well. The reflection probe looked really great. It looks so natural. It's very well done. And then here's some more. You got the purple flowers. So so don't ignore color. Just, you don't want the color to stand out. It blends in. It's like, oh yeah, look, there's a purple flower in the middle there. So that looks great as well. Nice approach shot, nice trees, nice use of everything. Watch careful in the blends. You'll notice I took this because a little critique. You can see the blend between the fairway and the rough is a little bit off there. It's easy to see because the blend stands out on the first screenshot. So just be careful in the blend a little bit there. Just make sure you update your materials if you tweak your colors a little bit. And then really interesting bunkers. That wet we talked about just in the last course, that kind of wet vert painting that you can do in Blender. He's got kind of like that scruff texture around the edge of the bunker as well. I think he did a little bit of vert painting in Blender with that wet color as well. So really cool looking bunker as well with a 3D around it. So I think it looks great.
Yeah, I like those bunkers actually.
And then I don't know what this is. I assume it's a pump, maybe pumping something. If you hit your ball over here, like I did, it's got a motor running on it. You hear the motor sound. So there's an actual, I don't know the purpose of it, but congrats, he glued it.
Yeah, it looks like a generator. I don't know, but it could be a pump. Something.
Could be. I don't know. Like it was okay. It's there. So cool. Nice. I don't know what it is, but cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't test it to see if there's a collider on it. I didn't hit it. So I'm assuming there's a collider on it.
You hit it and the sprinklers go off.
Exactly. the pond drains. Yeah. So congratulations, my friend. Great course.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, we got Edmonton Springs Golf Course. Congratulations to Jay Jixrod for Empire.
Congrats.
And this description is exactly right, which is lots of water hazards and tree-lined fairways make positional golf important. Yes, it does, especially on this course.
It does. Yes, it does.
It's one of the reasons I think we picked this one, which was it's just a lot of fun to play. Just a great. I like the course itself. Look at the shoot. This.
Yep.
So what do you have? Yeah. So here's you zoomed in and you took a screenshot of
Oh, the
gosh, so much
water.
water.
This place has this course has water everywhere. And you'll see it in a second. I got a couple of screenshots as well. Now, one thing you know, and ATP or T Tree, I don't know if you guys are watching, or John, I did notice. You'll see it on the screenshot here. You'll notice there's like a double view of the hazard lines. I used the new zoom feature in the beta to make
Yes,
the
key,
mini
right?
map larger. Yeah, the S key, correct. And it looks like it's duplicating. I don't think it's duplicating in real life. I don't think there's two. I think it's just, I don't think it's
It's just the
zooming.
hazard. It's weird. It's just the
Yeah,
hazards,
it's just
not
a
like
hazard.
even
It's
the
almost
like.
like it's
Well, I guess the OB could be doing that too because it's so thick. But like, I don't see like the fairways doing it or anything else.
right. So it's almost like the lines they've added in as part of the hazard and the OB might or because anyway, just heads up, there's a little
Yeah.
bug feature there, not feature, a little bug there in the beta version in case you don't know about it. So I'm sure you
Yeah.
do, but and then again, more great water, more great rough. I mean, it just looks so natural. I think I took a screenshot close up of the water, which is really great looking. I mean, it is so now. I mean, I keep seeing all these Facebook posts about, hey, why can't GS Pro look like this? And it's like a perfectly manicured screenshot from like one angle inside brand new beta TrackMan software, whatever, somebody's software that hasn't actually been released yet. We can do the same. It just takes some time and talent on the designers to do. Our tools are I think just as good. And here's an example, like that water, the reflection off the water, and you can see the transparency of the water with the base of the grasses going down through it. It's just really, really well done. And then here's more. Like if houses don't give you the heebie-jeebies, but water does, don't play
Yeah.
this course.
Don't play
It's
this
everywhere.
course.
I just grabbed 3 simple screenshots of the mini map on different holes, and there's water everywhere. So a lot of water around greens too, like that middle one. A lot of approach water near the green. So it's yeah, you'll lose some balls.
Yep. All right. So congratulations on the impound.
Congratulations.
So, we are going over
Is that
to
all of
the,
them? How many MPOWs was that? That was like
was it
8,
eight? No,
9?
8, 9? It could, I don't know.
9
Oh,
out of 33 is a pretty good ratio of MPOWs for us.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh,
yeah.
yep.
I mean, we've had 25 courses before we gave 2 MPOWs. So that's their designers are doing great work.
All right. So we do have a couple feature requests this week. I think one is a repeat though. Um, Something that I have talked about before, which is, um, lost ball randomizer. And I think this was and the reason this came up, I think there was a discussion, I think, on the OPCD Discord, some people talking about this again. And I think it would be like, first of all, it would be a designer option. So in Greenkeeper, you'd, instead of an as it lies, it would be called like random as it lies, right?
Yes.
And the idea there is that the farther the ball is into the hazard, so the ball lands, you do like a ray cast out and find out, where the closest hazard line
Yep.
is.
Yep.
But the farther into the hazard, the less chance you recover your ball. So
Correct.
kind of similar algorithm to random putt, which is if you ever played with random putt, the farther away you are from the hole, the bigger the chance you have of having like a three
A
putt
3
or
putt or a
two
4
putt.
putt or 2
Yeah,
putt or
yeah.
yeah.
I don't like they don't do four putts, but like
No, 3 putts, yeah.
yeah, three putt. Um, and I think you should be able to disable this by the player. The player should say, no, I don't want to play with lost balls. But so the player could say, yeah, I don't want this option in there. But
Oh,
I like it.
interesting. Yours just I would leave it on because that's how the designer wanted it. Like, I
True.
don't want you to be able to play without like, to me, that's the designer option, not a player option. You put it all the way in the middle of the in the middle of the hazard, you don't find your ball, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but I know how some of these people complain about stuff, right?
Well,
Which is it's funny because this is the way it is in real life, and that's the way we're trying to get with sim golf. But some people are like it's a video game. I don't want to lose my ball, but I would like you hit it in there, and then the game says blank searching for ball, not for real long, maybe 3 seconds, so it's not annoying, and then This says ball found, takes you to ball, or ball lost, and then you just go into the drop options at that point, right? So I don't know if it's possible.
You
Again,
there?
I don't claim to be a really
Steve?
good pro. Yes? Hello?
There you go. You're back.
Okay. I don't think I
Sorry.
dropped the mic. It must have been you just getting me. I think we're good.
Maybe. Okay, we're good. Back.
But that's
I
it.
blame Steve.
But that's it. Now you had another one here.
I did, and I would love to see some additional. So thank you for adding the designer name back into the course list. I know that was just an omission. I would
Yes.
love to see the designer who made the course listed in other places throughout GS Pro. And this is from my own personal experience. I cannot tell you how many times I've been playing an SGT event and I'm in the middle of the round. And I'm like, this course is cool. Who made it? There's no way of telling who made the course while you're playing that I can find. Maybe I'm wrong, but there's no way of telling. So I created a few mock-ups just to see what it could be like on the loading screen, like here's Kingswood designed by Squirreltail. I don't know. I mean, listen, ATP and T-Tree, you guys are way smarter than I am on this, but I'm just giving some creative license with my Photoshop. So I think this will be great, like on the splash screen. So while it's loading up or waiting for everything, that gives me a reminder of who made the course. Maybe even some course information on here, like from that scorecard that we don't use anywhere, that's in every single folder. I'd love to see that course scorecard loaded somewhere, like on here. People can read it while it's loading up. I gave a couple of examples that I mocked up in the game itself. I know real estate's expensive and maybe it's too small to see unless you're on a big screen, but like just underneath the name of the course, add in like who designed it, designed by, Squirreltail or something like that. And then the other place, which would make a lot of sense to me, is on the scorecard
because you could bring that up in the middle of the game if you wanted to know.
You can bring it up in the middle of the game, and at the end of the game, you can get your scorecard, and it doesn't have to be underneath it. You can put it off to the right with all that space between the name of the course and the word statistics. There's a lot of room there. You could put the designer name in there. I just think it would be great to have the designer name in a few other places so that the designers get some mention and people playing the courses. Hey, and if they ran into an issue, they know who made the course, which a lot of times they see an issue and they go to Discord and here's the course name. You got to figure out who made it. Anyway, that was my feature request for the week.
Related to this, what do you think about the new GS Pro loading screen?
I missed the black one.
Oh, yeah, I do too. I think this is like startling when it comes on. Like, I'm in a dark room. I've got, just lights lighting up my ball. Then all of a sudden this big white screen comes on and I'm kind of like, oh, it's bright.
I like the black one better personally. I mean, I'll go with what they go with, but I missed the black one.
Yep, I agree. All right. So moving on to post
of the week.
Okay, so let's do right prominent here. And I think mine are first, right?
Yours are first. Yep.
All right. So let's do a little.
There we go. Good job, Steve.
First one is, I love GS Pro, but the flyovers really need work. They are too fast and jerky, and it's just a terrible experience. It should really start from the current view from the tee and gradually rise up smoothly and turn around corners nicely. And Bob, of course, said, wish it was that easily. And this person says, hey, if they can show a straight jerky path, they can show a smooth path.
If you will it, there's a way.
Yeah, they don't understand how cameras and games work. And no, it's not really. Thank you, Bob. No, it's not that easy. Okay. Bob Chung, for someone who doesn't design courses, actually knows a lot about how
he does.
Design
works.
He's
a smart guy. I agree. He's a smart guy, and he's all over the GS Pro scene, so he knows it.
I love it when people, especially this guy's got Mark is new because he's got the thing next to him. People who,
Oh, is that what that means? Is that the new thing?
yes, I think when you get this new thing when you've joined and you're only present for a couple of weeks or something, and then
I think we're at that time of year where people are building sims and they're new to GS Pro or they're moving over from their E6 or whatever, and I think we're going to see a lot of that over the next several months.
Well, I also feel like GS Pro now has gotten to the point where it is people's first sim software. When it first came out, people were moving over from TGC, they're moving over from E6, and they got to realize how good it is compared to those other platforms.
Yeah.
Now you have people coming in the GS Pro, this is their first experience, and they want it to be, they have maybe their expectations are too high for a sim experience in general. I feel like almost they need to go to like one of the other platforms a little bit, then come back.
I don't know, man. All I know is I saw a post today, and I didn't grab it for Facebook because I didn't think it was funny enough. And I hope you didn't grab it. But the post is like, "Hey, is GS Pro easy enough to use and foolproof that anybody can use it?" And the answer is like, "No, it's not. I mean, it's not quite like. I mean, you gotta know how to use your launch monitor."
The post that guy had a bowling alley, and he wanted to put a sim in the bowling alley. He basically said, "Is this something I can just put in and people are going to be able to walk in and figure it out?" And
no.
It's not.
It's not. It doesn't work that way.
It's not. Okay,
you got launch monitor. Yep.
Let's see here. Okay, I need everyone's advice. I have doubts about my skills.
I have doubts about your posting skills.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, what do you mean? Did you hear that? What do you mean?
What do you mean? What I love it. Nice play on words there for you. Nice.
Actually looking at this post later on. This was one of those bots or a person who's just in here trying to legitimize their account to make problems elsewhere. Anyway, but they have doubts about their skills. This has been around, but I had to
Discord.
Post it.
Oh, okay.
This. You had to see this. This got posted. This is.
Oh, I saw this. This is great.
Can we play this course?
Yep.
And he tagged Amache. Hey, can we play this course? And he said, no, which is perfect, right? And then it was no, Quetic LiDAR available. Yeah. Nice teamwork, guys.
Amache and K. I can never pronounce it. Quetic and JG. Quetic and JG and Pac-Man. You win the internet. The four of you win the internet.
Absolutely.
It was so
fantastic.
good when I saw this post.
Yes, you guys get a round of applause on that one.
100% round of applause. You win. You win. I surrender. It was so good.
That I got posted several times, and usually if it's overplayed, because everyone knows I don't put it in here, but it was so good I had to put it in here too.
It was so good. Yeah, agreed.
Hey, you got a fan. Did you see this one?
I did see this one. I posted in it. I saw this one. I showed it to my wife, and all she did was roll her eyes and was like, "Oh, great, you know."
Your head's already bigger than it is. Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. You're my friend. You're my hero. I did not pay you to post that. Thank you, Mark. I got a friend. And then somebody. I don't know if you watched the comments, so I thought it was funny. Somebody posted, "Well, I like Pac-Man's courses." Like, I do too. I like Pac-Man's courses too. I think he makes great courses.
Yeah.
Get your own post, Pac-Man. Get off my yard.
Post. You get enough Patreon post, Pac-Man. Let Mashy have his 15 minutes of fame.
I will tell you, like, listen, there was something nice about this post, only because, like, not because they mentioned me, because I don't know if other designers feel this way, but I do sometimes, because I do this for fun. It's all a hobby. You know, I got a bunch of, I don't know how many courses now, but I got a bunch of courses out there. But I feel like there's so many courses releasing that really, really good courses. I feel like I've made some good courses that don't get any play because there's so many courses that come in so quickly. It's like, you know,
and
new shiny object.
There's over 1,000 courses. Like,
yeah. And so
unless you're making courses, and now it's even worse, is like you make a course that you can't use the proper name.
Yes, and then it's hidden away in there and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was kind of nice to see that. So yes,
You're
I
not
saw
doing
it.
it for fame and fortune, right?
No,
Yeah.
no. I mean, B2B is for fame and fortune.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We are
We
famous
haven't
and
gotten
we
a
are
check in a
fortunate.
while, so our viewership must be down. So
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we're off to yours now. Here
I
we
got a
go.
couple. I don't have a ton, but
Yeah.
I got a couple. I
All right.
pulled the best of the. I had a bunch, and I got rid of the crap, and I pulled the best of them all. Good.
Oh jeez. My God, no.
I'm
No,
not playing that. I'm good.
that's a whole lot of nope going on right there. That's
I
got a
am not.
rattler on the end of it. Nope.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
I am not putting my ball in that hole, no matter how much you pay me.
Yeah. Wow.
Nope.
Is that all you have?
No, there's more.
Oh, there's a blank. Oh, you just put a blank in between. Okay.
No.
Winter's coming. Need options for indoor practice. Go. Simulator. Build a simulator.
He posted it in the home golf simulator group. I'm looking for options. Go.
Well, you got indoor mini golf or simulator.
I got an idea. How about you build a golf simulator? I don't know, man. I just like, what do you want? I should have left the guy's name out there. Like, what do you want me to do? Design it for you and hand it to you, and then pay for it, and then build it for you, and then oh my God, come on, guys.
Yeah,
Winter's
come
coming.
on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man. There's another one on the screen.
All right. Is there anywhere I can find online matches?
How about online? I don't know. How about online? On the line. Maybe there's matches on the line. I mean, I guess Discord is not people's first go-to for finding online matches, but like,
right.
It's pretty easy to search and figure out how to play online matches in GS.
Yeah.
I know Ralph has done at least one video on it, if not 7.
Yeah. Right.
Got a couple more.
Here.
I
just purchased a BenQ SU917 HD 5000 lumen projector. Woo! Will this work for my simulator? I'm just gathering equipment. So what? He just bought it?
He's just randomly buying shit on the internet.
Oh my God, I see a projector. I'm going to buy it. Okay, here it is. Will it work?
And look, somebody actually posted, probably not. Like, you're going to be 20
1.4
feet
to 2 throw. Yeah.
And the guy was like, that's fine. I'll just put it back on the marketplace and sell it and recoup. I mean, like, research. Like, I don't understand that you just go out and buy random crap. I want to buy, at least this guy is not saying, what are my options to play indoor? He's saying, I'm going to build a sim. I'm just going to buy shit randomly and figure.
I forgot another post. I should have grabbed this one, which was someone posted. It wasn't the same projector, but a similar one. He had it about 8 foot from the screen, but his picture on the screen was probably like 5 foot wide by 3 foot high. Because he obviously bought like a long throw, right, and he's like, he just randomly mounted it and thought, hey, how do I make the picture bigger? And everyone's like, you got to move it back. And he's like, I can't. Well, wrong projector, pal. Sorry.
I will say I do. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I did DIY. I figured out screen and projector and everything myself. It's not the easiest thing to figure out.
No,
the right projector.
But no, it isn't. But like, there's so many places you can just read a little bit about it. And,
correct.
And you can educate yourself.
And I think you can buy like the sim in a box things. Yes. The projector is matched up to the size screen and blah, blah, blah.
But that's a perfect example of, hey, if you don't want to put in the effort to do something, you can spend the extra money and get a package that someone has put together that it comes with the computer, comes with the enclosure, comes with the
ready to go.
Yes, everything, but you're going to pay more. My buddy bought
that. He bought I think he used the Golf Guru guy, and he ended up buying like the enclosure and the projector and the computer and everything all together. It all works and it's all set up. And the instructions even said mounted X amount of feet from the screen, and you know what I mean? And it all worked. So
yeah, but that's where you're paying the other person that did all the work to put that together.
Yeah, and like in my sim, my screen is like, I can only go 15.5 feet. I couldn't go 16 feet. Well, the half foot means you got to put your projector a little bit closer. You
Right.
can't be, and so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just no debate. Tee boxes should always be flat.
I should send this to my home golf course.
You should.
It's bad. Our tee boxes are so bad at my home golf. And
I
what
said-
makes me mad about my home golf course, I'm not going to say their name because that last year they raised prices and they said, "Hey, we're going to use that extra money to flatten the tee boxes." Did they?
No, they kept the money and they didn't let. Nice. I think that was my last one, but I put that in there for designers too. Flatten tee boxes, guys. There is a tool in Blender that lets you flatten the middle of the tee boxes. Just use it. Make sure your tee boxes are flat.
I remember when I had to flatten all my tee boxes in Unity.
Do you remember flattening in Unity and having to deal with
God,
cart
yeah.
paths next to tee boxes? And it was such a pain in the ass.
Oh God. Yeah.
I don't even use the tools in Blender.
We're part of the generation that also had to process your meshes in Blender too. Remember
we had
that?
to process the mesh. I would leave and come back like 3 hours later to see if it was done.
Yeah, and that was one of the big reasons for buying a much beefier design PC. Was for how quick you could process your meshes.
For sure. Those are the day.
Yeah.
We've come a long way. Now we just need V5 tools, John.
V5.
V5. All right, we have a long episode. Sorry, everybody. We'll get back on weekly, and we'll make them shorter. But it's been a while. Ty, Masta, it was an absolute pleasure playing with you and your friends.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. It was good to see you again.
Hopefully, they'll include me next year.
Yeah, we're already looking for places next year. I tried calling places, and they're not returning my phone calls. So I must have a reputation that precedes me.
They know. Yeah, they know we're coming. So.
Yeah. Okay. We'll call this one quits. All right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
See you next week.